The California Medical Association has said that it needs, or it wants to legalize marijuana in California. This doesn't surprise me at all, but it is notable since there are 35,000 physicians within this association, and they're saying, look, we're not saying that there's hardcore evidence proving that this marijuana has medical benefits. All we want is for you guys to legalize it and regulate it, and at least make it easy enough for researchers to do real studies into marijuana. Because right now what's happening in California and federally, since marijuana is classified as a drug, as an illegal drug, researchers aren't able to do research into it or studies to see whether or not there are actual medical benefits to it. Right? So basically, the government knows that there are medical benefits to it. They just don't want that information to be studied and published.
Yeah, you want to keep it in that direction. But one of the points that I did notice from this was that I think somewhere in the back of my mind I had thought of before. The whole thing, it also puts some relief on a lot of the doctors that may prescribe, legal marijuana, whatever forms that it comes in for some patients. Because that's the one thing that's kind of, going crazy now, with all the medicinal centers that are popping up. Now, doctors have to see, like, do I write a prescription for someone for a drug that's considered illegal anyway? So now you're kind of putting them in a jam of being dealers because you still have this as illegal, and then they're prescribing illegal drugs.
You're totally right about that. They do feel like they're in the middle because they're prescribing something that is federally illegal. So they're caught in a horrible situation. They're saying to the federal government, look, let's just legalize it and regulate it. It makes the most sense. We can have these scientists do studies into it to figure out whether or not there are actually medicinal benefits to it. At the same time, we don't have to feel like the bad guys when we're writing a prescription for marijuana versus some crazy prescription drug that can, probably do more harm. And it puts the doctors in a bad place. So it's not surprising to me that they're calling for the legalization of marijuana. But is the Obama administration even going to care about this proposal? Hell no. If anything, right now they're coming down hard on marijuana clinics in California. So nothing is going to change. This is, basically the California Medical Association wasting their time, unfortunately. But it makes a good news story. So
there's other drugs and things that they prescribe that are just dull the pain. What's the medical benefits of that? It's to keep you out of pain. So it's the same situation. Also, what are the healing factors of marijuana? What's the healing factors of Vicodin? You you're healing so you can't feel it. It's to dull the pain. Calm down. It's a matter of keeping something, the same thing as like vilified target. You have to have a vilified target, and you'd be like, well, we can't say this helps anyone. If that's the case, people aren't going to agree with our bullshit.
By the way, if you want to talk about something doing more harm than good, why don't we talk about alcohol? Don't get me wrong, I'm not calling for making alcohol illegal, but what good does alcohol do? I know it doesn't get prescribed as some sort of medicinal thing, right? But alcohol does horrible things to your body, right? So if the federal government is really concerned about substances doing horrible things to your body, there are several prescription drugs. There's alcohol, there's tobacco. You can't make these things illegal. If you're making them illegal isn't going to change anything. People are still going to get their hands on it if they want it. If you regulate it, at least you can use an education campaign to teach people about the harms of these things, right? So that's what we did with the tobacco thing. And less and less people smoke now, which is great. But you don't make it illegal. If you make it illegal, you know what happens. People want to get their hands on it.